We had no centralized document storage system. Everybody had their own filing cabinets in every school site, and the district office had a large warehouse full of filing cabinets. We took a couple of classrooms at the central location and used those for storage. We had files that were being shuffled from school site to school site as students transferred from one school to the next to the next. Documents were in filing cabinets everywhere. Everywhere in the district, everywhere at the district office, stored in the warehouse. We were growing by 1,500 students a year. You start figuring out how many teachers that is, a couple hundred a year you're hiring, and each one of them needs a new filing cabinet. We have about 2,000 teachers and about 500 support staff, and so we had about 2,500 users that we needed to have access to this information. Agenda packets alone, just sending those out. 2 board meetings a month, 150 pages each, and you send that to 25 users. It costs us in Manteca about $60,000 a year. That all went away. By putting it into DocuShare, it provided a central location to go and get the latest version of that, as well as the community could have access to it. You could put the agenda online, they could pull it up and read it, they could print only the pages they needed. It wasn't wasting paper, we're not killing trees, it was a way to save, and it's a more green way to provide things. But it also meant that a staff member wasn't spending about 16 hours a week preparing those packets to go out to all those community members, nor printing any of that material any longer. So there's a paper savings, there was the staff time savings, the postage, the envelopes, all the stuff to get it out to the community. In DocuShare we were able to store printed materials that we needed. We bought 2 large copiers for each of the school sites that were integrated into DocuShare. They were connected so that you could store, print, scan, and send to DocuShare itself, but also to our print shop. Putting in the copy machine standardized on all Xerox equipment made it easy that when you walked up, you pressed the little green button and you got your copies out. No matter which machine you walked up to, it was the same functions and the same features in it. Other ways that teachers started using it was they were carrying around little disk keys, these little USB flash drives. And they started carrying these disk keys around with student information, and they'd lose it or whatever. This is a way that they'd have something in it that couldn't get lost. Here they could put their files, they could go home and work on a paper. Oh, I left it on my desk. No, I can just get onto DocuShare, pull it up, and grab that file and share it, be able to work from home, and there's no risk of losing anything that had student information or student data on it either that way. So it increased our security, but it also provided this flexibility for teachers to take materials home electronically, again, not having to print out copies and carry paper around. Even though the district was growing at about 1,000 to 1,500 students a year, we were able to scale back that growth in staff and manage it better by having a central electronic repository. As far as the user's concerned, the interface is, if you can send an email and attachment, you can put stuff into DocuShare. Now in looking at other products that are available, like SharePoint that Microsoft offers, even though education has a good pricing structure for that, it doesn't provide the files on the fly in a format that users can see. In other words, if I put in a SharePoint product, if I put Word out there, Word is out there, but I have to have the version of Word to read it. DocuShare converts it to an HTML on the fly. So for us, it was the right product now and back then. By having products that can save you time and save costs, then you can still provide the same level of service without adding staff. I know that we scanned all the personnel files for 25 years that were in filing cabinets in paper boxes out in the warehouse into DocuShare. Student records for the last 25 years. The last 7 years of budget documents are in there. The last 25 years of payroll records are scanned and in there. I couldn't even begin to think how many millions of pages are in there. The savings started to multiply. The results for us, we recently built a 3-story new district office building, and the costs that we saved for what we normally would have had to build in for file storage space was between $250,000 and $400,000 just for what we had today in space. And that space continues to grow and grow and grow every year. So DocuShare saved us a tremendous amount of money in floor space, not having to have space for filing cabinets any longer. Lots of people I've presented across the state to aspiring CBOs, teaching them how to do things. And one of the things I talk about is DocuShare and the repository. And when we talk about it, they say, well, how do I get this off the ground? How do I get it off the ground in my district? And I say, find something that everybody uses in the district and put it in DocuShare. Because if it's there and they can see the value of how easy it is to search for something instead of going through the binders and the paper, or how easy it is to retrieve that version of it and print it and have a nice, clean, paginated copy, how easy it is to access it anywhere that you're at, that becomes a value to the users in the district. And then they see the value of DocuShare and they embrace it.